Hello folks, welcome to the Man Cave. Well, UK online retailer Nippy Normans, who sell all kinds of accessories for your BMW motorbike, have kindly sent me this disclaimer. They've sent me this free of charge. They've actually sent me stuff free of charge before actually. So Nippy Normans have sent me this. This is a tank bag from German manufacturer Wunderlich. It's a relatively new system. It's called the Click Bag and it's a 6-litre bag. And Nippy Normans have sent me this to do a quick review and an installation video. And I'm going to put this on my BMW R1250GS behind me. So if that's something you're interested in, stick around and we jump straight into it. Wunderlich actually do this bag in 4 sizes. So we've got the baby size at 3 litres. This size is 6 litres. The next one up is 13 litres. And then finally the big daddy of the click bag system comes in at 16 litres. And all of the bags are expandable. Now I've spoken to Nippy Normans and they say predominantly they're going to have in stock the 6-litre bag and the 13-litre bag, as they believe they are going to be the best sellers, but I can get the 3-litre bag or the 16-litre bag if you so wish. So just drop them a line and I'll put a link in the description down below. The click bag system fits loads of BMWs, including the new R1300GS, and I'll put a list of all the BMWs that it does fit up here somewhere if I can. The 6-litre bag is going to cost you £135. Now to fit the bag to the bike, you need a bike specific tank ring. So there's about 8 versions of the tank ring, and for my R1250GS this one's going to cost £29.90. Installation wise, it's going to take you no more than 10 minutes. On the underside of the tank bag we have a base plate with a load of holes in it. To that you attach the mounting plate with the screws supplied. I've already done it and it doesn't matter where you put the plate on here, it actually fits on the R1250GS, no problem whatsoever, and no restrictions with the handlebars. So folks, it doesn't matter where you mount this on the bottom of here, and you've got about 4 centimeters of forward and rearwards adjustment, but yeah, it doesn't matter where you mount it. So once you mount it on there, you then simply push the bag down onto your bike specific adapter ring. And why is it called the click bag system? Well, having mounted it once and then unmounted it to make the video, I think it's called the click bag system because you've got a spring in there. It's a bit like a gun and the firing mechanism, I suppose. And when you push the bag down onto the tank ring, it clicks. So when you order your click bag from Nippy Normans, what are you going to get? You're going to get some instructions, very simple. As I said, it takes you about 10 minutes to fit it all. You get the tank bag, you get the mounting plate. There is actually a cover on the mounting plate to protect the internal workings. You're going to get some screws, you're going to get some medium strength thread lock, and then for the adapter ring you're going to get 4 screws and some spacers, and then finally you're going to get 2 very nice cloth Wunderlich bags to keep it all nice and tidy when it's not on the bike. Before we put the bag onto the bike, let's have a look at the bag itself. Externally wise then, Wunderlich have constructed it using a 840D ballistic woven polyester material, which is extremely hard wearing, wear resistant. It's water resistant but not waterproof. Zips wise then, we've got 2 zips at the back and you can use those with a gloved hand, absolutely no problem whatsoever. And there is space there for you to put a U-lock in there, I believe they call it, or a padlock for extra security. And then on the front of the bag is the zip which expands the bag from 6 litres to 8 litres. Again, you can use this with a gloved hand all the way around, and then that will take it from 6 litres up to 8 litres. There's some nice blue contrasting colours here, not quite the same colour as the blue on the BMW logo itself, but very nice branding wise, nice and subtle. Nice W here on the top and down here with the full name Wunderlich at the back of the bag, together with the click bag 6-litre size on there as well. So all in all, a very nice quality product. We've got a carrying handle here, and then also on the top the Velcro strap can also be used as a carrying handle, or you can, if you're parked up waiting to go on the ferry or something like that, you can put your gloves under there and then use the Velcro strap to secure it to the top of the bag like that. We've also got 2 loops here, which again, I suppose you can use them to attach something to, for instance, a pair of gloves, which have got a hook on it. So yeah, that's what you can utilize those for, I guess. And then we've got an elasticated piece here. Not sure what you'd use that for, in fairness. And the actual bag itself, it's not solid. They use an EVA foam to maintain its rigidity. And the top of the bag is not solid, but it's got that foam in it. But the bag itself is going to keep its shape. Before I have a look at the inside of the bag, there is also another attachment ring or loop here as well. So let's have a look at the inside of the bag. So the bag is at its 6 litre capacity. So looking at the inside of the bag, very nice. And there you've got the base plate at the bottom, and then you've got 4 mesh pockets on the outside, 1 and 2 on the left hand side, and then another 2 on the right hand side as well. And then you've got a, let's call that a document mesh storage area up here, or whatever you want to put up there. Again, not waterproof, the inside of the bag. We'll come to that very shortly. But yeah, quite a lot of space on the inside of that 6 litre bag itself. If you need to charge something in or outside of the bag, you need to run a couple of cables. 2 options. At the back of the bag, you've got access to the bag from here, so you can run a cable up there. And then at the front of the bag, you've also got another small opening here, again, to run a cable onto the inside of the bag. We said that the bag itself is water resistant and not waterproof, but what you do get from Wunderlich is you also get an inner, let's call this a dry bag. This apparently is waterproof. So basically you've got 3 studs here that connect onto the 3 studs down here, and then you've also got another 3 studs on this side of the bag, and they connect to 3 studs on here, and it looks like this. So that's the poppers connected, and the waterproof bag is installed. So if you're worried about insides getting wet, you can bring this along with you, and then it's a little mini roll bag. Put your stuff in there, roll it down, and then click at the top, and then that is all inside here is fully waterproof. And when not in use, you can just store the waterproof pouch in the bag if you so wish. To give you some idea what we can get in the bag, so we can fit all of this into the bag just like this. And that is this 6 litre. And if we want to extend it to 8 litres to make things a little bit easier, very simply unravel that one, and then that then pops up, and then if we open it up very quickly, we've got more room. There we go, look. So you get more stuff in there, more stuff. Voila. So next thing we're going to do is fit the tank ring onto the bike. So what we have to do is remove 1, 2, 3, 4 screws using a Torx T25. 4, and then we take the 4 spacers and put them into the 4 holes. And then we take the supplied 4 screws or bolts, I never know which is which, and then we secure the tank ring to the tank with those screws or bolts, whatever you want to call them. And if you've got a torque wrench, these are done up to a Torx of 4 Newton meters. If you haven't, just do them up enough, not too tight, and then check them after your first couple of rides to make sure they are still secure. And again, using a Torx T25 to do them up. So I'm just going to nip them up to what I think is 4 Newton meters, but don't do them up too tight because you don't want to thread them. And that is the tank ring secure. And all we need to do now is just make sure that that fuel filler cap opens without catching anything, which it does. What we need to do now is attach that to that using those and a bit of that. I've already done this before, so I'm going to have the bag sitting as far forward as possible, which means I'm going to have to mount this as far back as possible to put the bag as far forward as possible, if that makes sense. Just make sure you've got this protective cover on there. So just going to pop it on the bag like that on the base plate, and then put these 4 screws into the 4 holes there, and the handle is this side of the bag. And then we'll use a little bit of medium strength thread locker, and I'm just going to use some kitchen towel because it does get a bit messy. So put a little bit on the 4 screws, and they're Torx T25s, and then put those in the holes. So that's all the 4 screws tightened up. I haven't got a torque wrench which goes down to 4 Newton meters. So with my Torx T25, I've just screwed them in as far as I think, and then I'll check them after the first couple of rides just to make sure that they haven't come loose with the vibration of the bike. So I fitted the plate at the rear part of the bag. So you've got rear, middle and forward. If you put it at the forward part of the bag, that means the bag is going to sit towards you. And if you put it at the rear of the base plate, it means the bag is going to be sitting closer to the front of the bike. Either way, on either of the forward, middle or rear, you're not going to get any impingement of the handlebars. So next thing we need to do is put the cable which operates the release mechanism onto here and then thread it through the bag, and then that is job done. What we need to do next is remove the clip from the drawstring and then feed the drawstring through here like so, and then just make sure the drawstring goes in so when it's pulled through it looks like that. Then what we need to do then is feed the drawstring through the hole at the front of the bag, feed it through, make sure it's not twisted, flip it over, there we go, and then reattach the clip that you removed, so up through there, a bit fiddly, and then back down the hole. Just like that, and then put that clip in here, it should click, there we go. And then just have a little bit of slack on here so you can use the mechanism without too much of a problem. So let's just pull some of the slack out. You might just have to adjust that later on once you've got the bag on the tank ring. Okay, and then we'll just see how that works. And that is everything done. So let's go and put this on the tank ring. 1 tank bag, 1 mounting plate, 1 drawstring, 1 tank ring. Put the female parts over the male parts and then push it down and it clicks into place. As simple as that. And when you want to remove said tank bag from the bike, pull the drawstring at the front, it'll click and then remove. Simple as that. Well, that's it folks, we have come to the end of the video. Hurrah, I hear you say. So I'm really happy with the quality of this click bag from Wunderlich. Looks really good, feels really good as well, sits on the bike nicely, proportion wise it looks good. No issues with full lock left or right, and I've got full view of the instrumentation in front of me, so I really like that. I like the fact that there's no straps running across the tank or the side panels causing any potential abrasion or damage to those tanks or panels, and that the bag is just mounted to the bike via that tank ring. And I guess if you've got more than one BMW, you can get a different tank ring and then just unclip this tank bag and then put it on the new BMW or the other BMW which has got the type specific tank ring on it, if that makes sense. So big shout out to Nippy Normans for supplying this to me. I hope it's been of some benefit for you folks who may be looking at getting one of these bags. If you've got one, make any comments in the comment section down below. In the meantime, I'm going to stop talking, ride safe, and we'll see you again soon in the next video. Cheerio for now.